This race started out as a pipsqueak. Very few runners, not even 26.2 miles. Now thousands flock to Beantown to watch the Boston Marathon on Marathon Monday, which is tomorrow. So here's your all-important forecast at the start of the race in Hopkinton, right there along Route, I think, 135. Mostly sunny, 45 degrees. Great running weather at the start, just a very little northwest breeze. As runners go through the course tomorrow, it's going to warm up pretty nicely. And this course is mostly all on paved surface with the sun beating down, so it's going to feel warm for the runners as they cross the finish line on Boylston Street. Fair weather cumulus, temperatures upper 60s, so definitely drink lots of water, folks. Out there running, obviously can't watch our station, but northwest breeze at 15 miles per hour. I had the opportunity to speak to a West Virginia native from Ridgely, West Virginia, who will be towing the line tomorrow morning at the Boston Marathon.
I guess the first thing that inspired me to get to Boston, I always kind of grew up, when I started getting into track and field, that was like one of the first races I remember kind of seeing on TV. And then, of course, you look up the history of it and find that it's like the longest running marathon. And just then you find out that it's kind of the Super Bowl of running for the everyman, in a sense. Like, you have to qualify for it, for the people that aren't going to make the Olympic trials and aren't going to make those. This is that other one that's kind of like that. It's a big deal to qualify for and get to run, and that everyone here is good, and it's pretty awesome to be running at a pretty fast clip and have thousands of people running at the same pace you are, and not be in no man's land, and for lack of a better word. So like, it's just one of those races I've always thought of as kind of like one of the best races there is, the Boston Marathon. I've got to run I've run Boston, I've run New York, I've run Chicago, and this is the only one I've come back to this many times. It's just, there's just something special about it, that it's, I think the best that I have ever done here is in 2018. In 2018, I finished 86th, and that was the crazy rain and wind, and we had a headwind the whole way, because as it's point to point, so we had 20 to 30 mile an hour sustained winds with 40 mile an hour gusts. And luckily, I was able to out-tough a lot of people, so I was able to finish in the top 100, which was a pretty big deal for me.
Wow, that's very impressive. Now, have you? I guess living in Western Maryland and the Panhandle of West Virginia, you're probably used to training through all sorts of weather in the winter, right?
Yes, I think that helped a lot in that particular year. Because we get, that is one good thing about there. You get plenty of hills, and it's you get all four seasons. So you get heat, you get cold, you get a little bit of everything.
What's your goal tomorrow?
I'd like to run in the anywhere between 230 and 240. I'd be pretty pleased with. Being that I'm getting older, it's a little tougher for me to run the faster times. But I'm still hoping that I can crack that 230 barrier on a really good day. And I might be able to get sub 230. But realistically, I know how Boston is. I don't. It's pretty tough, and especially those late miles. So I'd be really happy if I can run a course PR, which anything, I think when in 2018, because of the crazy wind and stuff, I was probably in about, I probably would have run 227 or so, and I ran 237 because of everything. But just based on where I placed in there, it was probably equivalent to about a sub 230. This time I'm probably not in quite a good shape, but it looks like the weather's going to be better than what I had then. So I'm hoping that I can manage a little bit of faster time, maybe around 235.
What's your favorite running weather for this distance?
I like it when it's pretty chilly. And honestly, I don't mind some of the tough conditions for running the race. Although afterwards and before it's kind of miserable, but during the race I'm usually okay with that because I'm a little bit used to it. But probably my favorite though is about 40, 45 degrees and overcast is probably my favorite weather to run in for the marathon.
Now, reflecting back on your running career, do you remember the first race that you ever ran competitively?
I think there's a pumpkin run in 7th grade that I qualified for, that it was kind of like that. And then I guess really after that, it was high school cross country. I didn't really start running until I was a freshman in high school. And I started running for the cross country team.
Now, I'm sure you're a big inspiration for the students that you coach at the school that you coach, right? Cross country?
Yes, I coach cross country and track at my alma mater, actually. And I hope so. That's part of the reason I keep doing it is I hope that, them seeing me still competing, it inspires them to do, their best. And because they see me, 20 years older than them still out there. And I'm still trying to hold my own against them sometimes. So, So I hope that inspires them.
Well, that's great. You're definitely an inspiration. And what we're going to do is we're going to hopefully interview you at some point after the race, not immediately, whenever you're ready for it, and just to see what your experience was like this year compared to years past. But we definitely wish you the best of luck on Marathon Monday, April 15th.
All right. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Now, Woody is a very great role model from the Eastern Panhandle and one of my friends, so I wish him the best of luck in the Boston Marathon. You got to qualify to run that race, and he's done it multiple times, running a 6-minute per mile pace for 26.2 miles. So best of wishes for everyone running the Boston Marathon race. We are back with more news after the break.